for how long it took this tournament to get started, we've had surprisingly no downtime in it whatsoever. I'm a big advocate of that. Big thumbs up on these brackets working out to be kind of perfect in that way for us. But it's the finals. It's not a best of 5, but indeed a best of 3. So to explain this once more, guys, the rules say it's a best of 5 is the default for all Go for StarCraft tournaments. But if players both agree, they can do best of 3s. They can also go to other servers, and which is why, for example, we find ourselves on Korea. Both players are, of course, Korean. Jjakji normally in the Mayan Sandy House, normally in Europe, but is currently at home in Korea. Combination training, combination preparing for BlizzCon, as well as having a small vacation. So that's cool. But yeah, it's the end of the tournament, the finals. Of course, after this concludes, guys, we're going to be jumping right into our North American qualifiers for 32 Boys 1 Cup. So there you have it. If you're still hungry for StarCraft, we'll be going for another few hours. Not sure if I'm happy or sad. We'll find out, I guess, as the games go on. But enough dilly-dallying. Spawning here in the bottom central portion of the map. Playing for Samsung Galaxy is going to be the red Zerg player, Solar.
Whoopsie. The wrong person. Nipper writes as the blue Terran. It is Jjakji.
Okay, put the camera on you, and I'll be right back real quick.
Oh, that was a mistake.
Sorry, guys, the camera's gonna be all weird angled till I'm back. 30 seconds, maybe.
Yeah, that was a mistake. Anyways, so we saw Jjakji, of course, go for a mech, and that was a lot had to do with the survey issue. This game, in fact, I mean, we're seeing something different where he's getting a Reaper. I mean, you say different, but that's usually the standard, isn't it? But yeah, definitely going to be expecting a lot more bio out of him. And again, it's not that he hates mech and will only use it in desperate situations. He just seems to have, like, you know, he's in a mood. Or, like, there's a week where he does mech, or, like, a month where he does mech, and then he changes over or something like that. But bio is usually, I would say, his go-to. And he certainly is good with it. He's alright with mech, but I really am impressed by his bio play. Solar, on the other hand, unfortunately, I haven't really been able to cast him at all this entire tournament. He just played a TVZ, where Licking probably tried to go mech. And I say tried to, in that he probably got a couple of factories up, but then Solar, you know, might have just finished him off before he really got to make, like, a lot of tanks. Which is usually, like, the best way to defeat someone you know is going to turtle. If Solar knew him at all, I'm not sure about that, but that's just generally what happens. We see Licking face like a couple of other European players, and it lasts a very, very long time. I mean, him versus the Laser apparently did, right? So, you know, when they face someone like Solar, you know, GMAC champion, they actually get rather short games. That's why we're here in such a timely fashion. This Reaper is came on its way. It's here now. Only one, of course. It's just more of the standard. The days of 2 and especially 3 Reapers are pretty much gone. 2 Marines to both potentially kill Overlords and stop them from scouting is a lot I'm preferred, but oh, making a huge mistake! Oh, that's always the best. I mean, the worst thing. Well, the best thing for the Zerg player, I suppose. They try and be fancy with the Reaper, and the Queen pops out just in the right position to get that last shot and kill them. Oh, it's terrible for the Terran player. But great for Solar. I mean, Solar, I'm not really sure he's going to do an all-in. He definitely can mix it in, but he could, now that the chance of it being scouted are rather low. Hello.
Let's fix the cameras. Sorry about that. Anything cool happen?
No. The Reaper died.
Woo! Well, actually, that's kind of a big deal against Jjakji. Again, like, it's kind of his forte to have that thing taken care of. But, okay, so to explain real quick, just while we're waiting, guys, camera angles get all messed up when you try to observe other observers, because, I don't know, reasons. So, I do apologize for that, but with, again, us having no downtime today is good for you guys as viewers, not good for me, because I got to hold it in all day. So, anyways, back on track. Solar, looks to be taking his 3rd. I don't know if you talked a lot about this, but Solar's TVZ has actually been surprisingly, like, amazing lately.
I have not. Tell us more.
Solar's TVZ has been surprisingly amazing lately.
Oh, right then. Awesome.
No,
so Jjakji,
sorry.
I don't know. I want to bring this up the build that he's doing. It looks to be. I thought it was going to be just like Hellbats, but he's actually adding in a medevac. So medevac Hellbats, like Hellbat drops back from the day.
Well, the point I was going to get to with Solar, just to touch on it real quick, is he's been playing as part of that Lee Fang Cup. He's not been taking place in the Alima League, but it's worth noting he was actually sick for a while, which is why he wasn't playing. But supposedly recovered and wants to play on just about everything he get his hands on right now. So we've seen a couple of his matches recently in GO4 StarCrafts and Zotax, and he's been playing really well, quite frankly. So, I mean, coming against Jjakji, I mean, I don't know. Jjakji's probably my favorite just because I'm Terran, but I got a lot of faith in Solar to take this.
Yeah, I do as well. I think it's actually going to be a really even match. So, the Baneless is thrown down for Solar, but this is like almost always purely for defense at this time in case a drop like this does happen. Banelings are obviously very, very useful. What he probably doesn't expect is the Hellbats, though. Hey.
I think the Banelings, though, can he buy enough time for the... I mean, we've seen 5 Queens hold with Impact and such in the past, but it's usually when there's not Marines behind this. Those extra Marines are just that little bit of extra DPS that makes this so difficult.
It'll be fine.
Here come the Banelings. Oh, they're hatching the perfect place. Jjakji splits, though, despite that last second response. And it looks like Solar will hold.
Cool attempt to try and save as many Banelings as possible.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Jjakji doesn't have a lot of workers. He didn't take a 3rd CC because of this.
No,
I mean,
no, that was supposed to do a lot more than that. That was absolutely great preparation from Solar. I mean, he did not cut corners by denying himself a Baneling nest. Only Lings. You run in there, you find a good spot with those Hellbats, and they waste a lot of Lings.
Well, Solar, again, like it kind of looks a little bit hectic on the way that was going, but the bottom line for that is it's one of those situations where usually it's actually the Terran player you see. You just have to hold versus the Baneling all in. For Jjakji, it was kind of like a flip scenario here. So waste the Baneling in the middle of the map. I don't think it was entirely necessary, but Solar's supply lead is going to play comfortably for the next little while. We do have Hellbat drops still going on, and we do have that transition out to bio. I mean, Stim's obviously been started for quite some time. We got the double Evo chambers on the way, or sorry, engineering base rather, because he's not Zerg. And I think Jjakji, as long as he just doesn't do something really retarded, like move out at a bad supply, or have his medevacs get caught by Mutalisk or something, I mean, I think he'll be okay to recover. It's just one of those situations where he's definitely not ahead.
Just what really is concerning right now is that he's going to be missing out on that typical timing. I mean, Solar really did not have to break his stride to defend against that. He actually was, it was almost a perfect defense. He saw it at the last minute, but he what his Banelings at the last minute. So, and he only made as many as he needed. He didn't overreact either. So he is hitting almost every, single point, as he would in a regular game, where Jjakji, only the production is now just really kicking in. In fact, he still has to wait for reactors. So, 11, 12 minutes, he's probably going to do like, 13. And Solar has a big opportunity to really push that creep and push his map advantage.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually a good point. Despite the fact that he did take that hit, I mean, the creep spread's still kind of on point. I think in general, like, if you just want to kind of take a lay measurement to it, if you're looking at the map like 11, 12 minutes in, and the creep spread's about halfway, you're doing good as a Zerg player. So, I mean, still playing on point here. And
yeah,
creep just where it needs to be.
Obviously, one thing Jjakji gave up besides this, maybe a little bit later of a medevac push is Hellions. There was absolutely no fear of creep timbers being killed after those Hellbats died. I do like that Jjakji tried to do something with the Hellbats, but obviously Solar very on point, always targeting the medevacs. Jjakji couldn't find anything. I think he got maybe a couple of drone kills just because they landed in the mineral line and had to attack the Lings there, but not a big deal. Upgrades currently, actually pretty darn even. I won't say those in favor of anyone, but Mutas maybe coming when Jjakji's, I don't think he's prepared, no missile turrets.
I don't think it'll be the auto GG though. I mean, that's usually
like
the mech that has that happen, right?
Mech.
Like,
yeah.
you're like, okay, I'm going. I got 40 Hellions ready to. Oh, okay, never mind. GG.
Yeah, what's the worst thing about it though is that if you're caught by surprise with Mutas as a bio player, is that it usually starts the ball rolling. So they maybe get a reactor or two, but you stim your Marines up to the main, and then Solar comes in with Lings and Banelings at the third, which is usually not Terran's problem. It's usually like the Zerg and the Protoss' problem to catch up the Terran, but we'll see if that actually happens. He does have some Banelings ready. I think he has Baneling speed. Yeah, he does. So
I'm just gonna get into the main. No turret here. I also want to touch on something real quick in chat. People say there's black bars inside the screen. I'm gonna have to just go ahead and call that client-side error, guys. I just turned the stream on my side, dropped the frames for a couple seconds doing that, but it's fine for me. So if there's an issue with black bars on the sides of your screen, it's your resolution.
This is so bad. Oh, what are you doing, Jjakji? Jjakji, even paying attention!
Oh, the medevacs are, well,
oh, dear God.
not with the army. Despite the fact that there are Hellbats at the front lines, he's got to pick up and try and save what he can. Mutalistic, I think where his attention was at. In Solar, you know, he gets a pretty good run by with this, but he's still got a lot of links. And Josh, you gotta remember, like, to unload these units out of the medevacs, they're gonna have to come out one at a time. The banelings, yep, just ram right into this Marines. Car ramrod.
Oh god, the Mitas go back into the Natural as well, and this is just what I was talking about. Like, okay, Jjakji was just way too distracted by those Mitas. I mean, going to the middle of the creep like that was just no type too good.
The circling swarming on top of this normally shouldn't be this good, but who needs banelings? We've just got a million units, right? Mutalisk still being a problem, finally being driven back out of the natural base. SCV count is basically, well, not so good. Not quite half that of Solar's, of course, but Solar on 4 bases with 80 drones can afford to throw any units he wants just away. He'll remake them all, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah, and he is on 4 bases, which Jjakji, oh my god. He could have done so many other things that would not have led to a stomp. I mean, he was still in a bad position, but he could have, you know, tried sieging up the 4th base, staying off of creep, you know, number 1, right? Getting that really great composition with a couple of Thors and a lot of Widow Mines before ever moving out, you know, playing the defensive game. It was just like anything besides A moving onto creep.
Yeah.
would have been okay.
Well, Josh's upgrades a little bit behind by Solar's, not by a whole lot, just mostly the armor, but Solar going back to that main once again. And I mean, it's funny because we always talk about, like, Josh is the guy who threw down like 9 turrets and be like, F this versus the Mutas, but she doesn't have the money to do that. A lot of money given away through Hellbats this game, of course, too. 14 have died. But man, Solar's just got, I don't know, the right stuff. That's a lot of banelings rolling forward.
It's Space Jam, right?
Yeah,
magic stuff.
Jam. Yeah.
Yeah, he drank that before he got into the series.
Man, I just want to like watch Space Jam, like at BlizzCon. Like we just need to have like a night. We'll just get drunk, watch like Space Jam, nothing else. Great engagement going down, by the way.